What's up, guys? This is Storm, and welcome to episode 62 of Storm Gaming News. We have a couple of news to go over and some updates on some financial reports coming from PlayStation about what the future of what they're gonna do, and they did talk about what's going on with the PlayStation 6. So, with that being said, let's get on with the news. Rumors are circulating that Halo 2 and 3 is being remade on Unreal Engine 5, and it kind of coincides with the Halo community director Brian Jard have said that Halo is on PlayStation going forward. So it pretty much confirmed like they're planning to bring not just the new potential Halo games, but also bring all the old ones. As we know, Halo Combat Evolved Remake is releasing sometime this year. We don't have a confirmed date yet. So, if this rumor is true that they are remaking Halo 2 and 3, more than likely all the other Halo games is coming also. Potentially we could also get like the side ones like Halo Infinite, not Halo Infinite, Halo ODST and Halo Reach. That could potentially come to PlayStation in the future. It's up in the air if the next mainline Halo will come to PlayStation, judging the stuff that the next Xbox, the Asha Sharma is saying right now. But we'll get into that more later on in this video. But what are you guys saying? Will you guys be excited for a Halo 2 and 3 come to the PlayStation platform and stuff? Honestly, I would be excited if they do comes like the whole package, like with the campaign and the multiplayer and stuff. I think that'd be fun. Because as of right now, I think Halo Campaign Evolve is only gonna have the story mode, not the multiplayer, which kind of sucks in my opinion. But we'll see. If enough people ask, they could probably try to incorporate the multiplayer, or at least launch it as a standalone type of thing. But we'll see what we'll see what they do. As of right now, just take this as a rumor and wait and see how Halo 1 Remake will perform on PlayStation. We got a comment from Nate the Hate, the well-known insider info when it comes to gaming. He have said that a state of play should be held at the end of May or the first week of June, because he reported that a state of play will happen sometime in May, before like a couple of weeks ago. But of course, some people was thinking it was gonna happen on the 16th of April and stuff. But he never said that. He wasn't guaranteeing that it will happen on the 16th. He just know there was one gonna be coming in the spring time frame. So now he's kind of adding more to it by saying the end of May, going to the first week of June, which kind of coincide the stuff with Insomniac. Especially they've been saying that the next time we will hear stuff about Marvel Wolverine will be in the spring time frame. And some people believe it will be in a state of play instead of having its own dedicated state of play. They would just show it off in a longer time frame and stuff. So, but he also continued saying that it would definitely be before Summer Game Fest. Summer Game Fest is a June event that Jeff Keighley hosts, which supposed to replace the E3 time frame and stuff. So Summer Game Fest is June 5th. So potentially going from let's say going from now all the way up to like before June 5th, we should be getting a state of play and stuff. It's up in the air. We just have to wait and see. But going from Nate the Hate track record and stuff, is pretty much seemed like a guaranteed type of thing and stuff. That's the thing with him. He don't reveal what's shown in these events. He just says this event is happening at this point in time. So him saying that we're basically expecting a state of play, what we could get in it is up in the air. So when those kind of things happen, everybody would keep their expectations in check. I'm mostly just looking forward to more info on Marvel Wolverine. Everything else would just be a big surprise for me. So that's pretty much where I stand. So we will probably hear more about this probably like going into the mid of May, but we'll find out for sure in the coming days. GameStop CEO said he's making an offer to buy eBay for $56 billion. He commented saying, "There is nobody who is more qualified based on my experience to run the eBay business." And the first thing that came to mind, and I'm sure other people had the same thought, where did $56 billion come from? Because if you recall, a while back, not EA, GameStop actually shut down their magazine area, which laid off Game Informer, which caused them having to go independent. So it's like, where did this money come from that you could afford eBay, which is kind of crazy because I kind of believe eBay. I would think eBay is probably worth more than $56 billion, to be honest. I'm probably going to need to fact check that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because I seen people like have mixed opinions about it. Like they don't trust GameStop with this kind of thing and stuff. So I'm kind of curious how would it look if GameStop would have bought eBay. Would it just be like another distribution website? Like what would they do with it? Which I'm trying to figure out what will be the case for it. But other than that, I don't know. It seemed kind of sketchy. Like, granted, I never bought anything from eBay and stuff. I just know there have just been like stories about eBay that people getting screwed over with when it comes to ordering packages from them and stuff. So it's like, would that even be a good investment for them? I don't know. But we'll see what come out of this. I don't believe eBay made a comment on all this or anything like that. So it's just wild that they want to buy them. But hey, apparently he has the money for it. We'll see if eBay even take that much. But yeah, we'll see. PlayStation is having their second closed beta test for Hunter's Gathering Horizon on May 22nd to the 25th. So if you want to take part in this closed beta, there will be a link in the description to the PlayStation blog area for you to sign up for it. So I'm willing to give this game a try, honestly. Like, it could be fun, so I'm willing to give it a try before I write it off on it. So yeah, you could sign up right now if you want to get access to it, and they probably have a clause that you can't reveal what you play and stuff. So whenever they reveal wherever they allow players to talk about their experience for it, we'll find out to see if the game is good or not. But we'll see. Reports came out that said Xbox is no longer developing Copilot for their consoles. You don't know what it is. Copilot is like a generative AI assistant and stuff. And I believe this was in the works before Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer left their positions and stuff. The goal of this was to be able to give gamer hints when they're playing games, or at least help them out in situations and stuff. So it's basically like if you were stuck on a puzzle, the AI would assist you how to solve the puzzle and stuff. It's basically you have your own Google thing assistant telling you how to do how to solve what and what without having you go on Google. That basically what it is, what it sounds like to me. And Asha Sherman came out and said they would no longer they would stop and work on it for the console and stuff. So this is no longer a thing that will be coming to the console. So I told some people was like cheering for this and stuff, but it's like I don't know. I didn't really see that much of a problem thing because like hey, some people do get stuck on stuff and they will like go to Google how to solve something. So and cool, I guess they're not doing it. I guess I don't know. We don't know how it would actually work on console. We just got like how it would have worked in theory. We never saw like an actual demo of it being used. But if she said they're not gonna do it, they're not gonna do it. So kudos to that. We got our first look trailer for the sequel to Alien Fireteam Elite. Now, we don't know when this game is coming out, but we are happy to see that Alien Fireteam Elite 2 is in development. And they gave us some new info for it. They said this time around it will be a four player co-op squad combat, because I believe the first one was only 3 players. It will have a horror mode with escalating waves, earning increasingly valuable rewards as you survive. New variants of Xenomorph, new weapons, gear, and abilities, new and improved classes, and a new special class, fully customizable class that lets player mix and match abilities from each class. So now you're not just stuck with one class; you could switch it up itself, which I believe is freaking awesome. It would be kind of cool if they added that you could use like predator type of weapons, like the plasma, like the shoulder plasma cannon, or the spear, or the acid net and stuff. That'd be freaking awesome. But yeah, I did have fun playing this with friends, and you best believe we'll be on Fireteam Elite 2 whenever it eventually comes out. You could wishlist it now on the PlayStation, and I believe on other stores like Steam and Xbox and stuff. So if you're looking forward to this, I suggest you wishlist it and keep a lookout for any further details that would come in the future. I will most likely definitely stream this with friends. This will most likely be a day one buy when it eventually releases. I hope it releases this year and not next year. But of course, we're most likely going to see more of this, most likely at the Summer Game Fest. Nintendo has announced a surprising new direct that will be focused on their upcoming remake for Star Fox. Yes, this is a remake for Star Fox 64, I believe. It will be exclusive to the Switch 2, and it will be available on June 25th for $50, which is pretty nice. They show the direct was 15 minutes long, and they show off like new look for the characters and what you could experience in the game when it launches. Everybody kind of figured this was probably going to happen after Fox was shown in the Mario Galaxy movie. So I'm not surprised that they want to do something with Star Fox and stuff. And it looks like some people are laughing like another remake for 64. Some people have mixed feelings of the character design and stuff. But overall, it's a positive thing, especially if you're a fan of the Star Fox series. Um, some of the news said that they added there will be a difficulty options that are being added for both campaign and the challenge mode. You got the former standard story mode where flying through different planets and level. This is the classic Star Fox 64. You got your normal, you got your easy, normal, and expert. Challenge mode features unique objectives that could only be played in normal or in expert mode. There is a 4v4 co-op mode that you'll be able to play against friends online through 3 game modes. So that's pretty awesome. Most likely, people could be getting their friends together to do that. And also, there will be cutscenes for the game, and you get to see never been seen before mission. Basically, mission logs or mission. What's the proper word for it? Basically, you'll be able to see missions debriefing. There we go. That you will see during between each story mode moment and so, which is pretty nice. And you also get to see a cutscene prologue story of Fox's father James against his final moments in action. Overall, people love the direct, and one thing I kind of thought was kind of interesting. There is a 2-player co-op mode that have one person flying the ship and the other one aiming and stuff. I thought that was pretty unique. Probably never saw that happen before, but hey, it could be fun for the kids to do. You'll be able to use mouse, use the joystick for the Switch 2 and mouse for combat as a controller, and you'll be able to use game share both locally and via game chat. With local, you can even use the game share with the Switch 1. So people who's on the Switch 1 will be able to play it also through game share and stuff, since you can only get this game through the Switch 2 and stuff. Overall, the game does look pretty amazing and stuff. People are going to get hit with that nostalgia pretty hard when it comes to Star Fox and stuff. So I could probably see this game performing well and stuff. The only thing I saw people are trying to get used to is the models of the characters. Like, they know they're supposed to be metamorphic animal, and they're supposed to be animals and stuff. But I guess people didn't expect them to look this realistic and stuff. For me personally, it's the legs for Fox and Falco. They just look weird in my opinion. Because you look at the old character models for Fox and Falco, they have it looks like they have normal legs and wearing metal boots and stuff. But in this one, you actually see them they're wearing boots, but their legs are in the shape like what you expect a bird and a fox to have for legs, especially their hind legs. So that's mostly the thing I seen people are trying to wrap their head around and stuff. But the more I see online, more people are starting to warm up to stuff. And it's kind of funny because people are saying we need to support this game because what I saw somebody said it'd been 10 years since the last Star Fox game, which is kind of crazy in my opinion if they are right about that and stuff. So I think Nintendo is doing this just to see if people will support a future Star Fox game. It's up in the air how well this game will do and stuff. So if it does well, we could potentially see a more out more StarFox type games to be developed, and for all we know, they could probably remake the other StarFox scene, like StarFox Adventure, when you meet that new character Crystal. So that's a possibility. But in the end, we just gotta wait and see how this game perform. Like I said, it's available to pre-order now for $50, and it will be releasing on June 25th. We got a brand new overview trailer from RGG Studio about their next upcoming game, Stranger Than Heaven. We got a better look of what the story is going to be, how the gameplay is, and what role that every single character is going to be. And surprisingly, in this trailer, I kind of believe this was a spoiler. They revealed basically this is a prequel to the Yakuza series, because this will be focusing the origins of the Tojo clan. And you don't know what the Tojo clan is, in the Yakuza series, the Tojo clan is one of the elite Yakuza group and stuff. So Stranger Than Heaven is going to be focusing on the origins of how the Tojo clan was made, which is pretty interesting in my opinion and stuff, and will most likely make into a great story. Some of the stuff they went over, the music, what each character is gonna be. I did heard the music of the game and stuff, and it sounds like really, really good and stuff. And especially Snoop Dogg is gonna be a character in this game, and he's also working on the music, so it sounds pretty awesome and stuff. So going over the combat, they said the control your left and right side independently. So what it means is you fight using the trigger button. So like R1 and R2 control your right punch and your right leg, and L1 and L2 control your left punch and your left leg. If you press L1 and R1 at the same time, you'll tackle your opponent and stuff, which I find a little bit. It is a definitely unique way how to do the combat controls for this game, and that's something that's definitely gonna take time getting used to and stuff. So they said guard with the left hand, then quickly counter with the right, so you could block with your left and hit R1 to counter real quick. Hold for charge attacks with proper timing. Tackle enemies with the left trigger and right trigger, like I said. Mount enemies from the ground and pound. Use weapons including knives, mallets, hammers, and blades. Forge and upgrade weapons at the blacksmith to stay alive. The game is supposed to release sometime in the winter, but no definitive date. Like I said, it's a Tojo Clan origin story. You control a story of the game is going to be focusing a story of men who fought, clawed, and struggled to carve out their place themselves in a Japan undergoing violent changes. The protagonist you play is Makoto Daito. Makoto is a mixed heritage with an American father and Japanese mother. Makoto's father died shortly after moving to the US, leaving his Japanese mother isolated with little English. Eventually, extreme prejudice and hardships in America led to his mother's death as well. Makoto decides to flee to Japan to start a new life. The story begins in 1915 when Makoto sneaks onto the ship from the San Francisco to Japan. Yu Shinjiro also joins a stowaway, become Makoto's lifelong friend and rival. Makoto meets Orpheus. That's the character that Snoop Dogg will be playing as. He owns the ship, and he also a smuggler who's a one-stop shop for everything. Orpheus takes Makoto under his wing upon arriving to Japan and teach him the tricks of the trade. Orpheus discovers that Makoto has a passion for music. So I'm gonna leave that there because it goes into more story beats and stuff, and I want more. I want to be more surprised and stuff. So that basically the synopsis of the game, and I'm definitely gonna give it a try and stuff, because the story sounds very interesting. And I'm kind of curious by the end of the game, we'll hit a point that we'll actually see characters from the Yakuza series. Maybe the guy who raised Kiryu and stuff. So can't wait to see. You could wishlist it now, and it coming out sometime this winter. We got some Glassdoor reviews for GTA 6 that is currently being worked on at Rockstar. If you don't know what Glassdoor reviews are, they're basically people who are remaining anonymous, who give out reports from employees or job candidates and their experience at certain companies. In this case, they're giving us their experience with Rockstar working on GTA 6, and this is what they had to say. They said they are expected to complete the tasks that usually take 5 to 6 months in 2 to 3 months. Work schedule has been hectic since last month and they're working overtime. The last few weeks have been a toll on their mental health. Some colleagues had to work till 3 a.m. in the morning after completing their shifts. Yeah, it's basically Rockstar is really pushing hard to get GTA 6 out by November 19. And this was something that a lot of people complain when it comes to Rockstar, that they force crunch on their employees and stuff. And some people had mixed feelings about this and stuff. And it mostly negative, since people would say like Rockstar had so much time to work on GTA 6 that they shouldn't even need to crunch at this point and stuff. Especially this game was delayed like twice. Yeah, the game was delayed twice, and there's still no new trailer for it, which they kind of expected when will the marketing begin and stuff. So it's unfortunate that the employees are dealing with this, honestly. But one thing that I kind of found that people found out was funny, the CEO of Take-Two pretty much accidentally revealed that PlayStation has the marketing rights for GTA 6. He said it was said in a Bloomberg article. It shows that Sony and Rockstar already have the marketing exclusivity deal closed for GTA 6. In an interview, the CEO said the console exclusively for GTA 6 isn't due to the contract with PlayStation. He basically was asked like one of the reasons why for GTA 6 to be delayed, and he pretty much revealed that our contract with PlayStation was not the cause for the delay for the game, which kind of say, yeah, we got an exclusive deal with PlayStation. They're not the reason why the game was delayed. Because I believe he was asked about how come they don't release like their games alongside with the consoles when it comes to PC, and PC version comes later. He pretty much said that the consoles take priority because that's where most of their stuff come from when it comes to sales, I guess. So that basically, consoles are basically their biggest customers. So he pretty much said that's the reason why we prioritize console first, then shift to PC. Basically going on the idea that they could probably get people to double dip, buy the game on console, and more than likely the PC will be the better version of the game. So it would be like, instead of having get people on the console if they want to play the game again and get the better version for said game. They got the PC version that will come out in a year time. So that's pretty much what he's doing, and honestly, it is a very good plan because we seen it with GTA 5. Like that thing is over 100 million, and just people pretty much double dipping more than once. Like there's people who bought GTA 5 on all freaking platforms that the game came out for and stuff. And more than likely, people rebuy it for the when the Xbox Series X and the PS5 version release. So it's more than likely GTA. It will happen the same thing again for GTA 6, and that's pretty much what they're banking on, which is not a bad idea because GTA 6 is one of the most anticipated game this generation. Like, shoot, during the Game Awards when they had the most anticipated game, they GTA 6 won twice. Like they won it twice for 2025. No, I believe no, it was 2024 for the most anticipated. Then they won it again in the 2025 Game Awards. So yeah, they won it twice. So yeah, when it comes to GTA 6, they could be making bank, and can't knock the hustle. I definitely cannot knock it. And PlayStation is looking at this because when GTA 6 come out, even though it's gonna be on Xbox also, that thing is gonna sell consoles, and more than likely, now we know that PlayStation had the marketing and stuff. PlayStation gonna market GTA 6 like it's a freaking exclusive. Like people who's not regularly on social media looking at gaming news and stuff, they honestly gonna believe GTA 6 is probably exclusive to the PlayStation. They're gonna look at commercials or any trailer and stuff, and they're gonna see that PlayStation marketing. They're probably gonna have like a console bundle, and if somebody don't have like a decent PC to run GTA 6, they could be like, man, that game looks fire. I think I'm gonna need to get a PlayStation, because in their mind they're gonna think it's either two things. They're either gonna think it's a PlayStation exclusive, or the other realistic possibility, they're not gonna wait for a PC release, because they don't want to get spoiled and they don't want to fall behind when it comes to, for example, GTA Online. So they're more than likely they're gonna get it on. They're gonna get on the console, probably play enough of it that they won't fall behind and stuff. Then when the PC version release, they'll just finish their playthrough on there, which would benefit Rockstar, which is a win-win for Rockstar, because they got the console sale, now they got the PC sale. They make more money. And PlayStation get money because you buy it on a platform that you think is exclusive. And if you have the PS5 Pro version, depending how well GTA 6 is optimized, the PS5 Pro is gonna be the better version on consoles. Followed by on the Xbox Series X, PS5, then the Xbox Series S. That pretty much how it's gonna go, and it's a win-win. It's a win-win for Rockstar in the end. There was a report going around that the next Call of Duty game was being play tested on the PS4, which had a lot of people upset that Call of Duty is still going to be releasing on the PS4 and the Xbox One after so many years since this generation started. But then the official Twitter page for Call of Duty came out and said, not sure where this one started, but it's not true. The next Call of Duty is not being developed for the PS4, which had people excited because finally, after 6 years, by the time the next Call of Duty game comes out, it would not be available on the PS4 and the Xbox One, which means Call of Duty would not be held back by the previous gen, and a lot of people are truly excited for it. So, what do this mean? It pretty much means we could probably get a really good looking Call of Duty game without being held back by the old gen, and we're most likely going to see how it's going to look probably at the Xbox event that's happening in June to see how it looks and probably get the official release date. So, kudos for Call of Duty for finally dropping the last gen console, because I have a feeling that's where most of the player base would most likely was at instead. So, I can understand why they didn't want to move on to a next gen hardware, especially the next gen hardware is a little bit hard to get this time around, especially with the price increase and stuff like that. And of course, people will argue the PS5 and the Series X didn't give them enough reason to move on from the PS4 and the Xbox One, but I'd rather have the next gen now than wait, than have to deal with this price increase stuff. So now they're dealing with that, but that's not my problem. The Resident Evil team has shadow dropped a brand new free bonus minigame for Re9 called Leon Must Die Forever, which is a new challenge mode that sees Leon clear stages and unlock and enhance their abilities along the way. Like at the time of this recording, this dropped yesterday and stuff, and people got excited and tried it out and stuff, but for what I'm seeing online, it's a mixed bag, because people was really hoping they was good bring back Mercenaries that was in, I believe it was in Resident Evil 8. No, not Resident Evil 8. The RE4 remake. So some people are like, basically I saw some people said who asked for this specifically. They was hoping for mercenary modes, or you could play as the person in the game that kind of give off the vibe of being Wesker and stuff. But unfortunately that's not the case. So people like it because it's just more content for RE9 and it's free. But some people are like, and they're like put off by it because they're like, not what I expected, but it's free, so it is what it is. But what do you guys think? Did you got a chance to try it out, and did you like it? Let me know in the comments below. I did saw some people say like there's supposed to be a true DLC that's supposed to come out this year and stuff. I mean, not this year, this month. So I guess we'll find out for sure if that's gonna be the case and stuff. But like, yeah, it kind of sucks that people are not really feeling this. But maybe they could add more in the future, or we'll finally get the proper announcement for that DLC. But we'll find out going as this month continues. We're now going to be shifting to the Xbox segment. This is something I'm going to be doing going further when it comes to big, large information that involve in Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Instead of me breaking down into sections, I'm just going to compile them up into one, basically one big discussion, and just going to call it, this could be the Xbox segment, PlayStation segment, Nintendo segment. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Xbox segment. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma overhauls Xbox leadership with new executive team makeup. She had Jared Palmer, Tim Allen, Jonathan McKay, and Evan Chocki, who were former core AI executives. Now she shifted them over to the Xbox division, which have some people excited for the new leadership, but at the same time, some people are wondering, she having people that used to work with AI, especially when it comes to AI, it's a hot topic. So, uh, in my opinion, I don't think there should be any fear going on and stuff. Especially we don't know what they could do. So, in my opinion, I think we should just wait and see what happens and stuff. It's really too early to complain what these guys are going to be doing for the Xbox division. Let's wait and see. And they if they do something we don't like, will people will talk about it, because we clearly see Asha does look at social media, especially her whole thing is trying to engage more with the Xbox community, which in my opinion it's a good thing, but also it's a bad thing, because some of these people on social media have a weird parasocial type of aspect when it comes to the execs. Like, look no further how they were look no further how they were talking about Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond when they was still in their roles and stuff, how they were talking, and they're pretty much doing the same thing with Asha. So I'm just kind of hoping she could engage with the community. She just needs to be careful of the certain people in that community. In my opinion, I think she should avoid them altogether and stuff, and just only talk when she needs to and stuff, and don't have like a full blown friendship with some of these people, because some of them are crazy. Alright, on to the next one. Asha Sharma is evaluating a range of options for the Xbox exclusive games, but is not ready to commit to any major changes. This comes after to the whole thing that they announced that they were gonna like talk. I believe it was the Xbox developer talk and stuff, and how they made it sound they were gonna talk more information about the Xbox Helix, which is the Xbox next console, but unfortunately it was just basically a repeat what they said at GDC about the Xbox Helix. So there was nothing new there, and they pretty much said they were going to reveal more info for the Helix sometime this year in the summer. So to be honest, it was a big old nothing burger, honestly, not much to go on and stuff. So yeah, it is what it is with that. But she said they're looking at different options when it comes to the whole exclusive thing, and she's not ready to commit to a definitive option yet. So some people are really hoping she does bring back Xbox exclusive to their platform and stuff. But at the same time, even though she may want that as a Xbox gamer, I don't know. I don't know for that for sure, but at the end of the day, it has to be a right business decision and stuff. You could say how you feel about Xbox not having exclusives and stuff and all that jazz, but the thing is though, it's all about making money for the company, and what they're doing is bringing money into the company. They're not gonna change that. They're not going to change that. They might change how they're going to release games to the PlayStation. Instead of having them release day one, they could have a time exclusive, which is kind of what they're doing right now, especially when it comes to like Forza 6 and stuff. But it's kind of been a mixed bag. Some games release day one, some are time exclusive and stuff. So if anything, I could kind of see which one are they going to decide to do more. Give like a definitive time frame when a game that released on Xbox then comes to PlayStation, or going forward, all future Xbox games will release day one on PlayStation. We just gotta wait and see. And depending on what she decides, it just is gonna be the talking point on social media. We're gonna end off this video with the PlayStation segment. Today was the announcement for PlayStation financial report and stuff. There was some good, some bad. They did meet their goal by 1 million and stuff, so that's pretty good and stuff. But overall, they did took a hit with minus 46% and stuff, due to the whole price increase and all that, which was pretty much a guaranteed thing to happen. So there's not really much news thing with that. They did say that Marathon and Bungie did not meet their expectations, but they still gonna be committed to Marathon and stuff, so that's not going away. They did show off like a like a picture icon showing like the games that they're gonna be publishing for the fiscal year, which one of them I said was pretty much confirming PlayStation had the marketing deal for GTA 6. They showed Suros, Marvel Wolverine, Marvel Tokon, Marathon. So that pretty much good. They did touch upon the PlayStation 6 by saying they're not. They don't know when they're gonna release the PlayStation 6 or the price of it, because they're keeping a close eye on the whole the price increase for the parts and all that, the RAMs and stuff, so that they're taking all those stuff into a factor and stuff. So I say it's a good thing and stuff. So instead of them just like, no, let's just throw it out there, they're just waiting to see what's happening going to next year, because they did say they do see this still being a problem going to next year. So they're waiting to see on that. And honestly, I'm happy they are taking into account of it and not just putting out the PlayStation 6 just like that. What else they said? They also talked about that they do have PlayStation first party games that's gonna be releasing into the fiscal year from 2020 from 2026 to March 2027. So more than likely they will be a state of play showing with PlayStation first party got cooking like Santa Monica. Well, we kind of know what Santa Monica is doing. It just we're trying to figure out what Cory Barlog is doing right now. So that's a thing. We got Cory Barlog probably give us a more finally like a better look for Naughty Dog Intergalactic. What's Ben Studio is doing and a whole bunch of others. We have a report from MP First. It's they said they're making a claim that a PlayStation partnered with a studio to develop a next generation horror game with a third person immersive shooting mechanics. It'll be on Unreal Engine 5 and sound like it's going to be releasing on the PlayStation 6. So if this turns out to be true, this could potentially be the first game to release on the PlayStation 6. They also talk about some information about the PlayStation 6 that we kind of already knew, but it's worth going over. They said the PlayStation 6 will feature cross-gen titles similar to the jump from the PS4 to PS5. Sony has a dedicated team developing AAA quality assets, 2D, 3D for the PlayStation 6. The company also plans to continue evolving its social application towards next-gen social apps. Video streaming and multitasking will continue to be available. And it turns out somebody from PlayStation at DDC had pretty much did a presentation for something called PlayStation Preservation Journey, which is basically taking PlayStation IPs and preserving them for future stuff, like either doing a remaster, sequel, remake, and stuff. And they show like Parappa the Rapper, Sly Cooper, not Animal Crossing, Ape Escape and stuff. So that have some gamers excited that potentially we could get these games to come back in the future, but we just gotta wait and see on that. And of course, they did talk about AI and stuff. One of the things that was said about the AI aspect for PlayStation, this comes from Hiroki Totoki, he said human creativity must remain at the center. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for artists and creators. It's an amplifier of human imagination and catalyst for new possibilities. And they did talk about they will be using some form of generative AI for the games in the future. For example, AI performance, capture facial animation, AI hair animation, AI racing agent in Gran Turismo, AI NPC with their own personalities, AI tools for payments and transactions, AI upscaling, which is the PSSR, AI for repetitive workflows, AI for QA, tools for 3D modeling and animation, also to help studio realize their creative vision and to increase uh, production efficiency. So basically, able to get the games out faster, make what the developer creation, how they want their game to load, they can actually do it and stuff. And that's the thing. We all talk about AI and stuff, but I think it just comes from if it risks losing the developer job. But it sounds like it's going to be a good thing in the future. So with that being said, that'll be the end of this video. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for what PlayStation have plans go for? What do you think of Asha Sharma doing for the Xbox? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. I hope you have an amazing weekend and happy Mother's Day. Peace out.